Welcome to the Safety Moment. I'm Daniel Cameron. And for those of you who have been watching for a while, you know that my take is that the best safety moment is about what we do away from work, right? Those safety moments that talk about working around the house or when we're at play, those are the kinds of safety moments that resonate and raise safety culture. But today, I'm excited to share a spotlight on the Construction Safety Research Alliance, or CSRA. It's an organization that in so many ways shapes global construction safety. And I discovered it researching episodes of the Safety Moment and thought the organization deserves some props. Plus, they offer some free resources to help us with our ultimate goal, keeping ourselves, our loved ones, and our colleagues safe, happy, and healthy. We'll finish the show with a deep dive into CSRA's hallmark innovation, the HECA Method. All right, let's get into it. Welcome back to the Safety Moment. I'm Daniel Cameron. Now today, we're covering the Construction Science Research Institute, or CSRA, who, in partnership with the University of Colorado Boulder, has recently been shaping our approach to safety and construction from behind the scenes. We're going to peek at their website, csra.colorado.edu, and discuss what they do and how they impact the construction industry. We'll wrap up by gaining a deep understanding of the CSRA's impactful framework for keeping workers safe, the HECA Method. Now, the CSRA was founded by Professor Matthew Hallowell. That was back in 2018. And in fact, Professor Hallowell has been a co-author, at least, in some of the articles we've covered here at the Safety Moment, including our show called Safety and Quality Are Inextricably Linked, and the Safety of Impact Design on Project Safety. So Professor Hallowell has had an impact on me and even you if you've been paying attention. So the CSRA is a nonprofit organization combining industry and academic leaders with the vision to eliminate serious injuries and fatalities in the construction industry through transformative research and defendable science. The organization is backed by over 100 companies and operates as a hub where safety professionals and researchers collaborate to drive scientific inquiry into real-world safety issues. So let's dig a little more into what the CRSA does. The CRSA challenges traditional lagging safety metrics like total recordable incident rates, or TRIR, showing that these don't correlate with preventing serious injuries or fatalities. Its hallmark innovation, the High Energy Controlled Assessments, the HECA, I kind of alluded to that a little bit ago. Well, the HECA is a framework designed to identify and quantify hazards, focusing on controls to prevent severe incidents, even if mistakes happen. And we're going to dig into this more shortly. A typical CSRA research cycle lasts about 2 years, pairing an academic lead with a grad student and 25 industry partners. And members of the organization both fund and shape research priorities, ensuring actionable results. CSRA's impact on the workplace comes from their research-based approach, which helps organizations rethink safety metrics, policies, and protocols. They're literally shifting mindsets from counting minor incidents to preventing catastrophic ones. And by partnering with frontline professionals, CSRA ensures findings are relevant and implementable, driving real change in job site behavior and safety systems. They're finding results in real time through these partnerships. I just said real time twice. I get that, but whatever. We're going to move on. The CSRA paradigm is becoming the new industry standard. Safety decisions grounded in science, not just tradition or statistics, and frankly, benefits all of us. Behind the research engine of CSRA is the power of communities of practice, or COPs. These dedicated groups, where industry experts and academics converge to share knowledge, debate challenges, and co-create solutions. And COPs operate much like a lean COP. If you've been around lean construction or lean manufacturing, they're collaborative, cross-functional, and continuously improving. Through regular interaction, they drive best practices, create playbooks, and translate research into real-world applications on work sites across North America and truly across the globe. CSRA's Knowledge Center is a rich, freely available repository of safety research. They've got tools, case studies, and guidance, and it's all open source, meaning anyone, you, me, anyone from trade schools to top-tier contractors can access, use, adapt, and build upon the content at no cost. Open source in this context means transparency, shared innovation, and accelerated safety improvements driven by collective contribution. Also, every fall, CSRA brings it all together at the CSRA Safety Summit. It's an annual summit. It's held in Boulder, and it showcases research that has been completed, projects, ongoing work, and they offer workshops and more. Please see the CSRA website for full details, registration info, schedules, and presentation materials for the upcoming CSRA Safety Summit to be held in November. The date, I think, is November 5th and 6th, and it's at Boulder's Limelight Hotel and Conference Center. Again, go to the website to get those details, see if you can get involved. They do have some online opportunities there. As promised, let's go over the HECA Method and get something we can take away from this episode, go to work tomorrow, and begin implementing. The HECA Method stands for High Energy Control Assessment, and it's a safety tool developed by the CSRA to better identify and manage the most serious risks on construction sites, those that could lead to serious injuries or fatalities. The HECA Method shifts the focus from traditional safety methods like counting minor incidents to assessing the presence and control of high energy hazards. And it recognizes that not all hazards are created equal. The most serious injuries and fatalities, or SIFs, are associated with sources including high potential energy, like electricity, equipment, falls from height, or stored energy. Traditional lagging indicators like the total recordable incident rate, or TRIR, that we talked about a little bit ago, they don't effectively predict or prevent SIFs. Now, how it works. The HECA Method evaluates the effectiveness of controls in place for high energy tasks by asking three simple questions. Is high energy present? So you got to identify whether the task involves energy capable of causing a serious or fatal injury. And of course, there's a lot of potential here, and there's you look at things a little bit differently, right? Now, number two, is the hazard effectively controlled? So what you do is you assess if the energy source is fully controlled by engineering, administrative, or procedural safeguards. I keep saying energy source. It could be anything that could potentially harm somebody or where an accident could take place, right? And an important piece here is what they're taking into account is no matter how much we can engineer for an accident, whether it be property damage or to an individual, and I know we're really focused on the individuals here, but accidents occur. We're human, we make errors, right? So that's the idea behind the undertow, I guess, is what I'm looking for here. Now, the number three is, would the control still protect the worker if a mistake occurred? In other words, is the system error tolerant or forgiving? And that last question, as I was just kind of getting to, it's critical. HECA isn't necessarily about eliminating human error. It's about engineering resilience into the system so that even if someone slips, maybe pun intended, the control prevents catastrophe. Now, the HECA method helps companies prioritize resources where the stakes are highest, focus safety programs on hazard potential, not just past incident frequency, and align with modern safety science by addressing the root causes of SIFs. In short, HECA is proactive. It's risk-based approach that allows firms to manage what matters most, preventing the worst-case outcomes. In closing, the CSRA, or to remind you, the Construction Science Research Alliance, is a unique organization combining industry and academia to target serious injuries and fatalities in construction. They really truly are affecting positive change in the construction industry with research and offering its findings for free. Their powerful HECA method, it's one example of how CSRA is equipping safety professionals with frameworks to get out in front of issues. Their implementation of communities of practice and their open source knowledge center demonstrate how the organization fosters continuous learning with solution sharing. And with just a little bit of creativity, we can see how CSRA's efforts can shape not just what happens on a job site, but how we think about safety everywhere, at home, at play, or on the road. I personally want to thank Professor Hallowell and the CSRA for what they do. They're helping us build a culture of safety rooted in science and shared responsibility. Well, that's it for this episode of The Safety Moment. If this one resonates, check the CSRA website to dive deeper, especially their Knowledge Center and that summit info. Please stay safe, happy, and healthy. Live life to its fullest, and remember, getting home to your crew, that's the real win. I'm Daniel Cameron, and this is The Safety Moment. Boy, should have let the air conditioner run longer before I turned it off. All right.